So I had a really interesting conversation with a client yesterday, and this is a client I've been seeing since before COVID started. And we had a conversation that echoed what I'm seeing in the conversation with so many of my clients and friends as well as in my own life and in Karen's life. And it went something like this. Sven, fuck off. There's no good to this COVID thing in my life. I hear that one a lot, especially the Sven, fuck off part. Oh, the number of times I've heard that from women in my life. No, kidding. Anyway, getting to the point, she said, no, Sven, there's no good to it. This particular client is a senior a chief executive in a hedge fund. And she moves the money around, and she's very, very successful. Anyway, she's had her two kids at home, two young kids at home, and she's stuck at home, and she's in the middle of a divorce, and three young kids at home, and she's in the middle of a divorce, and it's just been fucking a hard fucking time in her life. And she said, Sven, how could this possibly be a blessing? You know, all of this. And I said, are you fucking kidding me? Seriously? We've been working together this long. You've had all of these changes in your life, and you've seen so much growth in the 8 months we've been working together, 9 months that we've been working together since January. I said, you've seen so much change. You've admitted it yourself. It's like you're in so many ways a different person, and you're already evolving, and you see you're becoming, there's momentum that you're becoming even more your most authentic self. And I said, how is COVID a blessing? COVID is a blessing because for the first time in your life, it forced you to fucking stop. It forced you to quit fucking being busy, to quit going, because you've been running from the shit from your childhood for 43 fucking years. This forced you to stop, and you know goddamn well you would have never come to me. You know goddamn well you would have never gone into all this shit and taken all the time and all the energy to cry this stuff out and to go deep and to begin to look at the, you know, the demons and the beasts inside and pull all the fucking pain out. You would have never done this shit unless you were forced to fucking stop. So what's the blessing of fucking COVID? In her case, that she was forced to stop and look at her shit. In another one of my clients' life, he's had two of the most powerful revelations regarding the next paths for his career and major projects he wants to endeavor. Another client, because she's working less during COVID, she's still working, but because she's working less, she's finally creating time to do her yoga and to take time for herself. She's finally forcing herself to take the time. Why? Because she kind of has the time. Right? Another client finally is taking time for an aging parent, and in fact moved across the country for that aging parent. So there are so many insights. My girlfriend, Karen, she, for the first time in 25 years, had to move her business that she's owned for 25 years. She's had to move it out of Manhattan. Her company has always been in Manhattan, and she owns factories overseas and so forth, but and she was dreading it. I mean, she's a New Yorker. She grew up in the Bronx, right? But when she moved it out of New York City, because the garment industry is, all but dead, or was all but dead in Manhattan, because no one was going to go into Manhattan and visit Manhattan, none of the buyers and so forth. And so she moved it out to a suburb not far from where we live. And so, rather than a 2-hour commute from our front door to her office door in Manhattan, she now has a 15-minute commute and a 15-minute home rather than another 2 hours home. And what's interesting is she said, Sven, I always used to fill that time with, getting some work done or maybe taking a little nap or getting some reading done. And so I just sort of made the best of it. And now I realize how much I really fucking hated that commute. I mean, she loves New York City. She's a New Yorker. But the point is this move, as a result of COVID, forced her to have a new experience that she didn't even know she wanted. And so the challenge amid all the bullshit of COVID and all the hardship that we're having to go through, and the fatigue and the masks and the social distancing, all of which are very important, despite it all, there are blessings. And this is really the challenge. Do you have the capacity to stretch your mind and see the blessings in the curses? To see the blessings inside of the pain, inside of the curses? Because they're there. Inside all of this, even amid death. My father died in March, all right? And even amid death, there are blessings, there are insights, there's new wisdom, there's life forcing us to make new changes, to expand in new directions. And so I challenge you with that question. What is COVID challenging you to become? How is COVID challenging you to expand? How is COVID, in an upside down way, a grand blessing in your life? So that's the fucking thought for today. And that one should challenge you a bit. And I'd love to get your feedback. Please feel free to leave a message on in the comments section, or go to Badass Counseling and send me a message. Tell me how fucking stupid I am. You wouldn't be the first person. I grew up with 5 older brothers. Well, one of them was a girl, but she was basically a boy. But anyway, I'm used to plenty of interesting feedback. Or if you have any questions that you'd like answered, please let me know. I hope you have a kick-ass night, and we'll talk to you again soon.